Pandas. Good morning, pandas. Welcome to the stream. Hey, everybody. Hope everyone had a banger weekend and enjoy the holidays for those who are in the United States of America. Glad that you can join the stream today. Seriously, hey, let me know in the chat. Hot dogs or hamburgers? Hot dogs or hamburgers? What's the best American food there is? Let me know in the chat. Are you a hot dog person? Or are you a hamburger person? Welcome to the stream, everybody. Hey, good morning, everybody. Good morning, Brandon Jones. Good morning, Jason from Texas. Good morning, SW Blaze from Chicago. Hey, let's start off the day. Let's start off the stream with you guys filling out that poll. Let me know what kind of day you think today might be. And also, give me a good morning, evening, depending where you're from. AJ Santa Maria, good morning. Jack Pyun from the United States, good morning. Jimmy from Texas. Phil W says, good morning and good trading from Toronto. A Canadian here. Pandas, let's get that bamboo today. Hamburgers, everybody, hamburgers. I mean, I'm not gonna lie. This weekend, I was feeling a perfectly cooked hot dog. I mean, when you get a hot dog that's just been slow roasted, just caramelized all around, and when you know the hot dog is good when you bite into it and it like literally explodes because all the juices has just been trapped within all that caramelized skin. A good hot dog, I think, cooked perfectly can compete with your average hamburger. I think the potential for hamburgers are way higher than hot dogs, but like just say for a family barbecue, if you get a perfectly good smoked hot dog, man, honestly this weekend I was feeling hot dogs more than hamburgers. But I mean, of course, like if you're thinking about like upper end, high end food, I think hamburgers can take the cake. But when you're just talking about the regular old barbecue, that hot dog cooked perfectly and it's not rushed, it's just cooked at the perfect temperature for the right amount of time, man, oh man, it's good. Brandon Jones says chili dogs with coleslaw is fire. I mean, most of you guys say hamburgers, hands down, but man, you guys just think about the perfect hot dog, cooked to perfection, and and I assure you that's what happened this weekend. Daniel says hot dogs aren't real food. I guess it's a figment of my imagination. Yeah, I say maybe the hot dogs aren't real food, but the calories definitely are the real thing. Somewhere in the Rocky says pandas eat hot dogs. Did not know this. Yeah, our hot dogs, there's plenty of hot dogs up in the bamboo forest. Pandas, let me know what kind of day you think today is. Sleepy Joe asks, are hot dogs and sausages the same thing in America? I think hot dogs is a type of sausage, to be honest. I mean, honestly, that's what it is. It's just like cured meat or grinded meat inside, like I guess traditionally pig intestines, right? But yeah, I think hot dogs is a type of sausage, but in the States we don't call hot dogs sausages, we call them hot dogs. They're a little different, I guess, because of what, I don't know, it's hard to explain. What is, like, how do you explain the difference between a hot dog and like a sausage? When I think of sausage, I usually think bratwurst or even a breakfast sausage. Hey guys, remember to hit that like button if you're joining the stream. Let's try to get to 100 likes before the market open. Increases the chances to let other people know who are looking for content like this to be able to join the stream before the market opens. Kellyanne has been a member for 3 months. Thank you, Kellyanne, for your support. Do appreciate it. By the way, Kellyanne, you in the chat? Are you around? Thanks for the support. Hey, by the way, guys, if you guys want to become pandas, you can hit that join button, and it's just for a small support. You can, or just for a small amount, you can support the stream. Help with my morning coffee. You can become a panda. You can have a green name. You can get the two-legged pullback badge, and also the panda emoticons and priority responding to your questions and comments. Pandas, hey. Ooh, Daniel Eyes asked a good question. Well, Pandas, hey, before I answer the question that Daniel Eyes asked, yes, are you going to short if we hit the daily pullback? I'm going to go over what I'm thinking today. Might be 62% of you guys think it's going to be a trading range day today, and I can see why. I mean, if we look at the overnight session, whoo, look at this. Look at that. Just absolute consolidation, and also you got to consider it's the holiday week, short week today or this week, and a lot of people take vacations on these short weeks, so you do have maybe less participation in the market today. But again, we'll let price action tell us and dictate that. Good morning, Nuno Canteo. Good morning, everybody. Welcome, pandas. Welcome to the stream. Ending the poll. We got about 8 more minutes to market open here. Taking a look at the daily. What do we have on a daily? We have the unlikely scenario, which is we had a wedge, trading range, and this breakout is now being successful. Notice the first pullback of this breakout was very small. Pullback, and even this leg ended bullish. And the next day continuation, and then finally we have the biggest bar within this trend towards the end. And then you have this doji bar, and this doji bar is a little interesting because this actually was the market was open for a little bit on Monday. It was like a half day, and actually printed a doji for us. It printed a candle, and so you have to ask yourself the question: are we going to count this day as a day to consider a two-legged pullback, or should we count Friday? Like, does Monday actually count as an entire day? And should we consider that if we do break below yesterday's low, we do have ourselves a two-legged pullback? And two-legged pullbacks typically have pretty big moves, and this is the daily chart. And so Daniel Eyes asks, if it breaks below this low, will I take this second entry short? That's a tough one, to be honest, because I have a measure move here. And this is a measure move that Al Brooks has. If you look at his daily setups, he does have a measure move here, and he does mention this. But I agree with, I mean, of course, but I agree with Al Brooks. Not saying I'm coming from some place of authority, but I see what Al Brooks is seeing. Let's just say that. And what I see is the same thing. And basically, we have this low to this high, and then we make a measure move from here to here, and then this low, and we find ourselves at the price point of 4365.5. This is a measure move, and it's about 20 points away, a little more than 20 points away from where we are right now. And so it's a potential spot that we can hit today. I would feel more comfortable reversing after we hit the measure move, mainly because this breakout has been so strong. And so on the daily, I typically, like, if this was not the daily, if I didn't tell you this was a daily, and I told you this is like a 2K chart, and you saw this, typically when you see a breakout like this, and you have a measure move right there, typically acts as a magnet. But that's not to say that we can, it might take a long time to get to this measure move, who knows? It's very close. We could have a two-legged pullback like this to come back up. Who knows how it's going to work out? But typically it's a less probability, let's just say, for this to be able to scalp out. So with that being said, I actually don't know if I'm going to take this. I might. There might be a chance I might take this. But there's a couple confusing things, because yesterday was kind of like the pseudo day where it was a half a day. And so do I really want to consider this to be a good signal bar for me to use? A couple things to consider. What kind of day do I think is? I mean, if we're going to continue the trend, it's going to be a bull day today. But who knows? Trading range to bull day, that's what I'm thinking. But I don't know. I mean, this consolidation also, we are basically contained in yesterday's low and yesterday's high, which was, even though it was a half day, we're contained in between those, and we're currently trading there. So I'm going to just have to let price action tell us, throughout the day what kind of day, because I'm just not confident either way. Yeah, guys, I know someone might ask, kind of like to you, might be a silly question, like, are sausages the same as hot dogs and so forth? Hey, if you're not from the United States, that context is not there. And so I think, hey, let's be generous. Let's answer these questions as if, really these people don't know. And, that's just what it is. They're coming from somewhere else. And so I'll gladly share our culture, because I love cultures. I love different cultures. Kellyanne, welcome back. Good morning, guys. Good morning. Hey, guys, for those who are new, I'm Baba Money. And I trade only the two-legged pullback off the S&P futures. This is not Forex. This is not cryptocurrency. So there's no pairs. It's the S&P futures market, the most liquidable market in the entire universe. And we are trading it today, and we're looking for two-legged pullbacks. We trade only pure price action here. So if you look at my chart, very little indicators. I have the 20 EMA. 240 SMA. Also, an indicator that automatically counts all legs. As you can see, all the numbers, and automatically identifies second entries with a simple color scheme. You can see if it's a second entry or not by looking to the right of the graph, or right of the chart. And if the color is dark red, that means it's second entry short. If it's dark green, second entry long. For those who do not know what two-legged pullbacks are, it's a pattern that looks like this. 2 pushes up, 2 pushes down. And in the right context, this is greater than 90% probability if we look for the setup and trade against it. If you want more information about this, there's more details and playlist in the description below. And also, if you want more details on the indicator, you can check out the official website at www.twoleggedpullback.com. The URL is in the bottom right of your screen. Also, there's a free trial for those who want to check it out. But that's it for the introduction, pandas. Let's go. Let's go, baby. Hey, let's find those good setups. Hey man, I think today might be the day where we just practice some patience. We wait for the market to give us our setups that we want. I'm not trying to force anything here. The main reason, because we are so choppy right now, I'm waiting for the market to tell me what's going to happen. If it's a trading range day today, we fade breakouts, and that's what we're going to try to do today. Until told otherwise. Until we get a solid breakout, that with good signal bars or with good candles. With good price action. Pandas, let's find those two-legged pullbacks, shall we? We do have a trap setting up here right at the market open, and this might bring us back to the top of the trading range, which was also yesterday's high, which was right here. We do have a trap here, and if we weren't so choppy, I'd be interested in this trap. If we weren't so choppy, I'd be pretty interested in that trap. Let's look at the 10K chart. We do have a Pikachu forming to the top. Notice on the 10K chart, we are above the 20 EMA again. But also notice, we are also above this super channel, spike and channel created way back here, spike. And now we've been channeling for many days now. And now we're at the top of the channel, which is the rare thing to do, to break out to the top side. And so we'll see if we have a successful breakout. But I also marked that measure move on my 10K chart. We do end up making a point on the Pikachu. Market just opened. This trap is successful, and we are on our way up here, hitting the top of the trading range. But notice, pandas, do not get too excited for any breakouts right now. Do not get too excited for any breakouts. Most breakouts will fail most likely today if we are in a trading range today. And I guess the way we can tell if we're in trading range is if these breakouts start to fail, we can start to say, I think trading range price action is in play. But I also marked the measure move here on my chart, on a 2K chart. So we have a close eye on it. Potential price target today. Let's see if we get it. But that trap right there was a good trap. It was an outside bar trap, but you know, I would be interested in right here, but a little too choppy for me. Right, this price action makes me feel like it's gonna suck it back into this trading range. We do have a potential L4 setup, pandas. Brandon Jones says PMI is in 30 minutes for your information. Good to know. We're going to lose our L4 setup. For those people who got super excited about this breakout, this trap, did not notice, we're at the top of a trading range now, marked by the trading range indicator, also marked by yesterday's high. You can see like there's two lines here. This is the trading range indicator here, marking this trading range from here to here, and so it's a little hard to see, but it's interesting that it's actually green. I don't know why it's green. Oh, you know what? That was yesterday's high. And also trading range indicator, I see. Very interesting. So we hit the top of the trading range and bounce right off. We missed it by one tick actually, but trading ranges, things like that can happen all the time. Inside trading ranges is just volatile. Hey guys, make sure you hit that like button. Let's try to get the likes as high as possible, as soon as possible, to let others know to be able to join the stream as early as possible, so we can trade with them together. We can grow the panda community. Hey, pandas are endangered animals. Let's get the panda species population higher. Notice with this breakout, no follow through. In fact, it's the opposite, reversal. Ooh, 10K potentially making an L4 setup. But notice the 10K, how strong this 20 EMA is on the 10K chart. I would resist to fight this. Huh. 10K potentially. I mean, that's a good signal bar for to like a pullback, but not interested with that 20 EMA in the way on the 10K chart. I still think this trading range is valid. Like we can come to the back to the bottom of it, come right back up. We're currently making a lower high now. So we have a high here, break of trend, minor reversal, new high, barely making a new high by just a point. Come back down, making a lower high now, and that lower high could potentially be a reversal, pandas. It could actually be a reversal. So I would be careful right here, because this could be an actual reversal. We have the ingredients for a reversal here. It's just we're above the 20 EMA like this, and because of that, it's hard to take when we're floating above the 20 EMA. When the 20 is acting as such strong support on the 10K chart. But I wouldn't be surprised with a reversal here, because we're so high above this channel right now. And typically, to break out the top of the channel is pretty difficult. It's more rare. We are coming straight down one leg to the bottom of the trading range indicator. And I wouldn't be surprised if we bounced off right here, and reverse all the way back up, making a new high today. Making a new all-time high. Notice the trading range indicator bounced off perfectly off of it. Let's see if we get another bounce. Breaking below it now. One leg still, pandas. Very interesting. I mean, that was looking choppy, so I did not trust. This is why I was scared to take this trap, because I was afraid that this would happen before it spiked up. But currently breaking down 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 bear bars in a row, pandas, on the 2K chart. That's a 2000 tick chart for those who are wondering. I'm trading 2000 tick chart. And I switched to the 10K chart. Notice how the candle closes right on the trading range indicator. Closes right on it. Possible measure move. Possible measure move here. Measure moves down here. This trading range is still in play. Right, we have a strong bear leg like this, right? On a higher time frame, that just looks like a bear breakout, right? For instance, on the 10K chart, that looks like this bar. It looks like a strong bear bar. Even though here it kind of looks little spiky, when you look at the higher time frame, it's just one solid bear bar. It's actually a very strong bear breakout right now, going straight to the bottom trading range. Notice again, closing right at the bottom of the trading range indicator. Close right on it again. Price action is king when it comes to these things. Breaking below. I'm not really looking to go long here, but we shall see. I'm kind of wondering if this reversal pattern will play out. Some may even call it a head and shoulders pattern, right? Head and shoulders, but in price action, what we're going to call this is basically break of trend, right? Minor reversal, right? We want to look at the price action, right? The psychology behind the head and shoulders is essentially this: you have break of trend, and market attempts to make a new high. Institutions are wondering what happens when we get to the high again, and we notice we break above it, strong reversal bar, and now we reversed back down, and now we try to come back up, and now we reverse again with a lower high. So traders are now seeing we definitely have a loss of momentum, definitely no longer in a breakout mode. We are definitely either in trading range or now reversal pattern. Trading range indicator on the 10K chart, notice is down here. What's my 5-minute chart telling us? 5-minute giving us a huge bear breakout. Huge bear breakout here. We're in a trading range. Just notice that we're still in a trading range. Pandas, we can get potentially our two-legged pullback to trigger here. Our second entry. I just don't know. I just don't know. I mean, when you see this many bear bars in a row, you're going to consider we might be in a bear trend, right? This increases the chances that this trading range will break down to the downside. Increases the chances. Measure move being approached right now. The measure move from here to here to here to here. This is one leg, pandas. We had no entry so far. One, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14. Let's just say 14. The last 14 bars have been non-bull bars. I say non-bull bars because dojis are neither bullish or bearish, but they're non-bull. Our first pullback will be weak, as we see here. Weak pullback typically after a strong breakout like that. Man, the 5-minute showing some pretty strong bearishness, in my opinion. I missed yesterday's high by 1 tick. Now we reversed right off of it. First pullback, typically small, which is this first entry. This is why we don't go into first entries. A strong breakdown, first entry. Second entry might approach here at the measure move. But after a strong breakdown like this, oh, pandas. If we get a good signal bar here, I might consider it. If we have a strong signal bar here, I may consider it. $10K chart showing 3 bear bars in a row, which is very, very bearish typically. Very bearish. Notice now that this pullback is turning into a small trading range. This breakout, I think most people say, will be done now, and now we're starting to enter a small trading range, small consolidation. We paused here. Albert asks, what are we watching? If you look at the title of the video, describes what we're watching. This is the S&P futures, the E-mini. Second entry does trigger here, but I'm not interested in the second entry, especially with the measure move about a point away. This is a Pikachu. It's very, very hard to have count this manually, but this is a Pikachu, A, B, C, right, for second entry, but also A, B, C, traps, and now reverses. So as you can see, this looks like a Pikachu tail. So we call these Pikachus, which is a trap in the second entry. Very easy to identify this with the two-legged pullback indicator. Just look for a magenta box with a second entry inside of it. That is a Pikachu. Am I interested in this Pikachu? I mean, typically I would be. Like, I would be very interested in this. I mean, with strong breakdown like this, you're thinking another push down, or another leg down of some sorts. Typically, when you have something like this, you have another leg down and small consolidation. That's typically what should happen. We have a two-legged pullback here. 1, 2, 3, 4 overlapping bars at the moment. Huh. Notice the 10K has lost the 20 EMA. Notice we are at the top of this channel still. The two-legged pullback does trigger on the short side. Trading range, consolidation. Little choppy here. I would like this to be closer to the 20 EMA, but hard to go short here in my opinion. So many overlapping bars. It is a two-legged pullback, but nowhere really close to any key entry point. Could make a point. Could be able to scalp out. Legs in a trading range. So this could potentially be a bear leg in a broader trading range here. We are having a tough time breaking below here. Okay, we finally broke below it. Measure move. Looks like it's gonna hit. Just not sure what's gonna happen here, pandas. Are we in a trading range? Like, is this breakout going to be successful, or are we going to be sucked back into the trading range? That's the question of the hour at the moment. Okay, we hit the measure move. We're bouncing off the measure move pretty convincingly, making this pin bar. We hit the measure move quite nicely. Super small doji bar. Coming back into this small trading range right here. Trading range created here. We made a point off the measure move, coming back up, bouncing off. Notice on the 10K chart, we hit the bottom of the trading range. Most people would think, why did the trading range indicator create this trading range and put the bottom of the trading range way down here? Shouldn't we have a trading range only up here because we have all these overlapping bars? Right? A lot of people would think this is the true trading range, but the trading range indicator recognizes the true trading range actually was way down here, and it found it by price action. And so that's why it came all the way back down here and bouncing off down here. And when we, most people, when they see this manual, they're like, oh, this is the trading range, this blue box. But the trading range indicator finds the trading range, the true trading range here, using pure price action. Measure move hit perfectly and bounced right off of it, thinking that's maybe all the bears had in their tank. Nothing seriously actionable for me. I'm guessing we're gonna come back right into the trading range. Even though we had like a strong downtrend here, in the trading range, this could just be a bear leg, right? Especially when we look at the 10K chart, where the top failed breakout to the top, came right back to the bottom of the trading range, created a wick, a tail wick, reversal candle, bounced right back, and we could just be in this trading range for a while now. Sleepy Joe, making 4 points on NQ. Let's go, baby. Congrats. Hey, guys, make sure you hit that like button if you're enjoying the content. Seriously, I hope everyone had an amazing weekend. Where I'm from, it's actually illegal to have fireworks that propel or shoot up in the air and explode. It's illegal here, and so the kids are growing up with their firework experience is basically seeing fountain fireworks. And it's like so sad because when I was growing up, like we would have like Roman candles and bottle rockets, and we would make like little bazookas out of like gift wrapping tubes, and it was a great time, and we'll just be like shooting each other, things like that. But nowadays, it seems like there's not even like the risk of injury. We can't even have that risk anymore. And but we had recently some fountain fireworks for some of my friends' kids to see, and I'm not gonna lie, they have upped the game on fountain fireworks though. I thought it was gonna be the lamest, fireworks ever. But I think because they're making these other fireworks illegal, it's just making these fountain fireworks even more dangerous and crazy. Before the fountain fireworks, I would be able to just we'll play games and jump over them if you lose rock paper scissors, things like that. But man, if we jumped over any of these fountain fireworks that we had this weekend, we would, I don't know, we would have definitely burned our bottoms. The fountain firework game has really gone up. I'm just saying. Interesting here. We're getting some rejection off the 20 EMA after this downtrend. Potential measure move now. You would look for a two-legged pullback typically, but we're only getting a first entry at the moment. But we could get a measure move like this. That's very interesting. I'm not expecting that to happen because I feel like the trading range is so strong. But with this bear leg could be enough to push us down again. This bear leg could be strong enough to push us down. Sorry, Pandas. I just realized the music is not running here. One sec. Something happened. Let me get that music back up for you guys. Thanks, Tanner Neal, for the heads up. Let's see if this works. Not sure what's happening here. One sec, some technical difficulties. Potentially forming a two-legged pullback here. Alright, man, sorry about that. Hey, Pandas. Hey, let me know if the volume's okay on that. Something interesting happening here, Pandas. We might get a two-legged pullback here, but it's an awkward looking two-legged pullback, right? This is a very strange looking two-legged pullback if this does form. It almost looks like multiple legs have formed here already. If this goes back up, this is a two-legged pullback. A, B, C with a lower high, potentially. And, but it's a little strange, it's a little awkward looking. It's a little awkward looking, but the 20 EMA has rejected it. But typically that first leg and it looks like this, it's a little awkward. Kind of makes it look like a trading range almost. Well, let's see if we even get it, who knows. couple things going on. We do have a trading range here, right? Because we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 overlapping bars in a row. And so that triggers a trading range, should trigger a trading range in our minds, right? The trading range alert should be going off in our minds, trading range alarm. But we also have this potential measure move down here, strong breakdown. So it really depends, but the most likely thing is that this breakout does not happen, right? That this measure move does not happen, actually. That's like the more likely scenario here. But we shall see. Measure move was hit and bounced off perfectly. You can't ask for like a better bounce than that, almost. It's pretty much to the tick. Yeah, if I lower this, if I adjust this perfectly, it's actually to the tick. Incredible. So when things like that happen, when you have measure moves that reverse like right on the tick, you have to keep that in account, thinking that, you know, the market definitely saw this measure move and they were measuring it and they took their profits here and entered here. That's what happened. No matter what you can think of, that's what the market did. That's what the institutions did. The price action told us, and the evidence is right here. It's right before our eyes. And so no matter what this did, bounce off this measure move. Institutions did do that. There's no way retailers can actually do this type of movement. Market makers had to have done that. So they saw that measure move and just went straight down to it, reversed right off of it. So you got to think to yourself, if that's the case, then are the bulls and bears depleted right here? Did everyone get out? We might get a double bottom here. A higher low setup. 10K chart again. Ooh, second leg on 10K chart. Very interesting. Strong push down. Reverses off that bottom of the trading range, but no follow through after this strong bull bar. In fact, just reverses again. And now we're making a small trading range here. I don't think I can take this two-legged pullback, pandas, even if it forms. Right? If it makes this awkward two-legged pullback like this. Should I do it? In my mind, so it's a difficult one for me to take. After a strong push down, but the price action is kind of telling me we might get sucked back up into here. I could be completely wrong. Sitting on my pause here though, pandas. Notice 10K chart. We're still just at the bottom of the trading range on a 10K chart, making a trading range. But also notice that, see, the thing is here, is this is where, you know, risk and probability come in play. You can see this as basically a head and shoulders pattern, and you can take the risk of this breaking down here and making a measure move of this head and shoulders. You can take that risk, but you have to use the correct stops here. The problem with that is that the stop is large, right? The stop is way up here, and you're looking for basically a one-to-one type trade. But we're at the bottom of the trading range on 10K chart. I'm not sure how much further down we're going to go from that. And it's difficult to go short here because knowing of the 10K trading range, it's difficult for me to go short. But this price action is nice to go short actually. But we don't have a setup, so I mean, I'm not really, you know, I'm just hypothetical here, but there's no setup right at the moment. This has to break above a previous candle's high in order to trigger the second pullback. No second pullback has been triggered. In fact, we might even lose our second pullback here before we can even get, okay. Missed it by one tick. Notice that, pandas, the devil's in the details. We missed the measure move by one tick, thinking, right, if you were waiting here to come out and then you saw this reverse, you're just like, finally I can get out. I couldn't get out here because it just touched my limit order, but I wasn't able to get filled. Now it's gonna come back down, it's gonna fill me again, and it missed it by one tick. You're gonna have to consider that potentially being helpful in terms of maybe going long here. With that being said, I just don't think I can go short here, pandas. I can't. That measure move to me could be a support here, and I can't go short right into support, especially when we bounce off of it like that. It's difficult for me. Man, but that's a good signal bar to go short. It looks like measure move is going to be hit very, very, very soon. Measure move hit again. In fact, it bounced. It went below the measure move. We're going below the measure move. About to hit yesterday's low, right, on that half day. This could trigger something. I could be wrong. My premise could be wrong. My premise was either trading range or bullish because of that measure move way up here. But we're getting close to yesterday's low. It could be a doozy. Because on the daily, that's going to trigger a second entry. Pandas, pandas, pandas. What to do? I would like a setup though. I don't really have a setup here right now at the moment. Breakup trend, right? If we're in trading range, this is where we would look for a reversal here. Breakup trend, new low, two-legged pullback. After a two-legged pullback forms to make a new low. We hit yesterday's low, pandas. Uh-oh. We could trigger the daily. We just triggered a daily two-legged pullback. This could actually flush. This could actually flush very hard. If you look at here, two-legged pullback has formed on the daily now. It does trigger right there. I'm just not sure how low it's going to go. Very interesting here. Making a channel here from here to here to here. Bottom of the channel at the moment. Are we going to have a strong bear trend day today, pandas? Is it actually possible? I just don't know. And I want to know if we're going to have a strong bear trend day today or trading range, because that's going to be everything in terms of telling me how I'm going to trade this. Right? If we're in a trading range day, then this is actually somewhere you want to go long. You want to go long here with some sort of higher low setup, trap trade. That's what I want to look for. If I get a trap here, I would want to go long, thinking we're in a trading range and we're just at the bottom of a trading range, right? With the reversal pattern, right? Breakup trend, new low with a two-legged pullback, potentially creating a reversal here. But this is not indicative of a trading range right now, right? This is telling me trending day. This is telling me, again, trending day. The candles themselves are telling me strong trend day today. Let's look at the 5-minute. The 5-minute has a breakdown with some follow through, but notice the 5 minutes producing its own two-legged pullback. Right, and you can consider this maybe to be a support here, this pivot low. Creates a small bull bar, not strong enough for me to want to go long in. It does end near its high, but notice it's 3/4 of a point. Very small bull bar. Very small, 2,000 ticks, a very small bar. Right, that's a small pullback, that means. I don't have a setup though, Pandas. I don't have any setup, so I can't even go short here. No setups at the moment. The trading range indicator is recognizing this is now a trading range, showing that even though we're going down, we're going down in a very choppy manner. Because we're going down in a very choppy manner, this is recognizing as a trading range at the moment. This is a potential trap trade that you want to take if you think this is going to keep going down. To me, it's a little hard to tell because I think we're in the bottom of trading range. This 10K chart. But the price action right now on these bars, whoo, they're telling me it's just a pretty strong trend right now. This is a strong trend. Trend looking very clean legs. One leg, two legs. Sorry, I'm not looking at the chat. I'll get to the chat, don't worry. If you have questions, go ahead and go ahead and put in the chat if you have questions. I'll try to get to them, especially if you're a panda. I'll definitely try to get to your questions. A ledge is currently being created here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 hits all in one spot. 1 point below yesterday's low. You gotta pay attention to these ledges here. Two-legged pullback forming on the 10K chart. Two-legged pullback forming on the 5-minute chart. So basically 10K chart, this is one leg, pullback, another leg. That's how it looks like on the 10K chart. It's just two legs. Very interesting. Most people will say this is a downtrend 100%. Just go short. Why would you go long, bro? If I'm thinking of going long, but I think the market cycle we're in is trading range. If we look to the left of the chart, we're still pretty much we broke, this low by a little bit, but that typically means false or failed breakdowns. We are below the 20 EMA though. Pretty clearly below the 20 EMA. Pandas, make sure you hit that like button. I'm in no trades right now, but it's because the market's being a little tricky to me, in my opinion. That measure move does get punished though, right? This first measure move does get punished, making us think maybe the bears are stronger than we think they are. But this ledge here could be very telling. Devil's in the details, right? We have a ledge here. We have a ledge, but no setup. Higher low setup potentially here. Let's see if this ledge still acts as a support. Currently, this ledge is acting as support. Just waiting here, sitting on my pause. I did draw this channel, this steep channel here. We didn't quite get there with it for this trap. Have yet to close below the ledge. Ledge is still acting as support. Potential higher low setup here, but also two-legged pullback. Two-legged pullback here, potentially. But because I think we might be in some type of trading range, just higher low setup, I'm going to look for the trap trade here, pandas. I'm going to look for a trap trade to go long because of this ledge created. Looking at the price action, looks like we're in trading range. I'm not sure if we're able to break out of it. If we look at the higher time frames, it's simply a two-legged pullback on the 10K chart. Not much has happened actually on these higher time frames. It's just a two-legged pullback forming. Also, on the 5-minute chart, two-legged pullback forming with a beautiful signal bar. Beautiful signal bar right there on the 5-minute chart. Beautiful signal bar on the 5-minute chart. This ledge is acting strong. Multiple hits. Potential double bottom from here. Right, it's a little lower. It's a lower double bottom, but potential double bottom. But notice we're still in this channel here. So downtrend is still the main thing. The downtrend is still the main thing here. Right? Until this downtrend breaks, we don't have a long setup. We need this downtrend to break. So right now the dominant thing is this downtrend, but this ledge must be recognized. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 hits. Trading range indicator also noticing it. A. Davis says the ledge is the bottom of the measure move of the pre-open range. But notice where the ledge is located, right? We're still under this trend line. We're still under the 20 MA. So we're going sideways right now, waiting to see what happens when we actually hit this trend line. If it breaks out, right, makes a minor reversal, I'm looking for a trap trade if I can. I would like a trap trade to go long, thinking if we're in trading range, then this trap trade might be good. Just sitting on my hands, I mean, it's hard to tell anything was going to happen here, even to go short here on this trap. Difficult to tell, even with all the price action afterwards. It's very disappointing. It makes a point on the zeros though. If you're in this trap, you make a point when it hits the zeros. Oh, actually, sorry, on the 25s, which it makes a perfect scalp on the 25s. Perfect scalp on the 25s, reversing. After a point was made on the trap, people are coming out of their positions. Let's see if this ledge is broken, if we close beneath it. Kevin Fennell asks, why would you want to go long before the MM hits? Well, the MM is just, potential price target. I would only go long if we had the evidence to go long, which means that breakup trend here. We need to break this trend. We actually technically had a breakup trend here with a new low, right? Two-legged pullback, new low, and potential major trend reversal. Again, closing on the ledge. And so with enough evidence, if we have enough evidence for the major trend reversal, which is a failed second entry short, which I want to go long now. But, this, again, the dominant thing here is this downtrend. It's the dominant thing. We cannot trade against it until we break it. Will I trade with it? Not necessarily, because the price action is telling me right now we are definitely hitting some sort of support here. Okay, ledge looks like it's about to break. Looks like we might have another push down here. Okay, ledge is broken. No more ledge. Close solidly beneath it now. Measure move might be hit. My premise could be wrong. We could just be in a strong downtrend today, pandas. Measure move. Targeting that measure move here. Like I said, dominant thing is this trend line. was just a little worried because it was getting so choppy right there. I did not really want to go short there. We're missing the measure move by 1.25 points. Very interesting. If we look at the 10K chart, we are still just within our two-legged pullback here. Trading range still viable on the 10K chart. But looks like we're about to break down. Looks like we're trying to reverse here, like to go downwards. Just not sure yet. Ryan Smith says, I'm still in this runner. Bloody wish I was trading my live account. That would be nice. H4 setup. Potential measure move on the H4. I'm looking to go long here if it is. Measure move, H4. I would say for Ryan Schmid, if you're still in a runner, which is an amazing runner, either you can get out on some sort of price target or just just keep bringing your stop loss down onto every major pivot. Or, you could be here, now it could be here. Or you wait for a sign of reversal. If you have a major trend reversal, something like that, then maybe get out. Pandas, H4 setting up here on this measure move. I'd like it to hit the measure move if we're to hit this H4 setup. Pandas, I will be going long here if this measure move is hit with the H4. Measure move not hit though. Missed it by 3/4 of a point. Mrs. Panda just dropped off some coffee for me. Much needed after that weekend. Today, even though it's Tuesday, feels like Monday. H4 setup off the measure move. If we blast through the measure move, then I'm not interested in going long. But if we're just like bouncing right off of it with a good signal bar, this might be a place to go long. But man, signs look like we're breaking down now. Measure move completely, measure move completely disrespected. Jeez. The good signal bar here, I'm going to try to scalp a point. Strong bear bar, but reversed right away. If this triggers here, I cannot take this. Signal bar is really terrible. But the risk is not that big, right? The risk is about 2 points. A little more than 2 points. But terrible signal bar. So I want to take a look at the daily real quick. Might be interested in a long here, pandas. The Decent signal bar. I'm willing to take this risk. Doji bar. Still in that measure move. Getting choppy here. Losing momentum. Looking really choppy to go into a H4 setup. We are in a strong downtrend, pandas. Don't get me wrong. This is a counter trend trade, and I will admit that. But with the H4 setup on a measure move, the chances of making a point are very high. 1, 2, 3 hits. Ooh, that's interesting. Micro double bottom. Very small candle. Making new lows again. No setups. Even to go short, right? We do have this trap here, but just watching. I don't know if I'm interested in a H4 now. We're just crushing these measure moves. This is kind of what we saw on Friday. Like every measure move was just crushed. I have no entries here. I have no entries here. Maybe to go short after a pullback, but no entries at the moment. Wow, pandas, wow. Stronger than I thought. Maybe when I look at the daily and I saw this second entry trigger on a daily, that was strong. That should have been enough for me. I was hesitant because yesterday was this half day, so it was kind of awkward to like consider this to be a full day. In fact, when you look at today's bar, it's actually mimicking this exact same bar. Like it didn't like, yeah, it like mimicked it. It was kind of weird. So yeah. As expected though, 10 points below, right? Yesterday's low. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Most likely can make a scalp here. 10 points below yesterday's low. That's like a daily scalp, 10 points. That trap might have been enough reason to go low or to go short, but it was tricky for me. 10 points is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Just look at 433 to 4, 3, 22. Here's 10 points. This will be a daily scalp. On the daily, you can scalp 10 points off these two-legged moves. Interesting. We're approaching the bottom of this channel now. Not interested here. Maybe if we hit the 10 points, I might be interested to go long. Or just for a quick scalp. I don't know how much more is gonna come from it, but at least for a quick scalp. Mystic Tie, congrats. Went short. Not sure where, but he probably went short. Not sure where you can really go short. But congrats. Hey man, money's money. You're making money, you make money. bull bar here, very small. That does trigger the H4, but 10 points has not been hit yet, and I'm waiting for 10 points to be hit. Just watching. Perfect scalp made on the H4 setup. Absolute scalp on the H4. That's the power H4s, pandas. Don't mess with H4s. I wish I hit that 10-point scalp with the H4. That would have been my setup. We are in a downtrend. Like, there's no question about it. H4 could be potential reversal point though of the entire day. I've seen entire days reverse on H4s. But this downtrend looks pretty strong. And I'm gonna have to wait for the entire major trend reversal pattern to play out in order for me to actually consider to go long. Right now, this is not it. It was enough to make a scalp though, which is nice. Which I would have considered better, like that terrible signal bar. It's a small signal bar, so risk is small, so you might be willing to take that still. Ryan Schmidt says a $500 runner sim account though. Cry. Just watching pandas. I got no trades right now. No second entries to go short. Only thing you really had was maybe these two traps you could have considered to go short in. It's all been first entries so far. So actually no setups. The only long that has made a point so far on the for second entry has been right here, which is right after the H4. Maybe I should have taken the H4, but I had that price target I really wanted to hit. 10 points you're thinking, right? 1, 2, 3. Yeah. You're still thinking 10 points here for a daily scalp. Alright, pandas, as setup forms, which I have none so far, only setup I had was this. And the thing is, if I went long here, I think people would have gone crazy in the chat saying, how dare you go, counter trend? And they would only say that, if I lose it, of course, but. Going over some of the chat here. What you guys been saying? Ooh. The 10K does trigger the two-legged pullback. And I think the trading range broke here. And this is the lowest we've traded on the 20 EMA on the 10K chart for multiple days. The last time that happened was probably here. But even here, a small break, and we recaptured it. This is the biggest break we've had so far. The head and shoulders pattern actually completing here. Head and shoulders pattern, measure move down here. The 5-minute chart didn't even trigger these two-leg pullback yet. Almost did, but now we're just consolidating here. Two strong pushes down. Pandas, 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 pandas. Hey, make sure you hit that like button. Sorry, pandas, no setups right now. We do have a higher low setup here forming, but it's a tough higher low setup to take. Higher low setups you typically look for in a trading range, but this is a second entry higher low setup, and you could look for these on reversal patterns, but I mean, look at the 10K chart. We're about to trigger a trap on the 10K chart to go even lower. The first second entry fails to make a point. Trap does trigger on the 10K chart, as you can see. Trap triggers on 10K chart will make a point. It has to hit the 75s to make a point. Kills it, makes a point easily. We hit the 10-point target for the daily scalp now. The daily scalp has made 10 points. We're blowing through it. Right, so if we look at the daily, we made a two-legged pullback off the daily. I was not expecting that to, I just didn't know what would happen. I think mainly because I haven't really, don't know how to deal with these like half-day bars. But it was good enough, right? This daily or this half day bar was enough to give us a nice little scalp here on a daily. Boy, oh boy. Not expecting that, but pandas, we are just on a tear. Notice on the 2K chart, no two-legged pullbacks have formed yet. We have not had one single entry, that a viable entry we could actually enter. The 10K trap almost made a measure move for this head and shoulders pattern. Let me make it exact here. This is the measure move for the head and shoulders pattern. Top of the head to the bottom of the shoulder, and then you make a measure move there. We're about to hit it, about 2 points. Measure moves right here. Peter Boswell asked, is it not what Al Brooks is saying? Strong trend, always in, doesn't matter where. You can try it. Go ahead. just short. If you want to do that, you can just short. You can just go ahead and try. I like to look for my setups though. Measure move almost hit on that head and shoulders pattern. One more point to hit that measure move on the head and shoulders. In my opinion, viable place to reverse here, but the trend is so strong. Like, I'm not sure. Just not sure. Half a point away. This is the measure move on the head and shoulder. I put on the 2K chart, but here's the measure move on the head and shoulders pattern here. And like I said, from top of the head after the shoulder, bottom of the shoulder, we'll make a measure move. And we seem to have hit it, missed it by 1 tick so far. Perfect scalp made. Absolute scalp made. We missed it by one single tick. The measure move is reversing like crazy now. 1 tick. Good signal bar though. That was a measure move, reversing off that measure move, but missed it by 1 tick. I might have been maybe slightly off drawing my lines. I didn't think I was. I thought I hit it pretty well right here to here. Maybe I lowered this too much. It could have been a 25s or the zeros. Pretty close. But now we're reversing here, and I'll look for a major trend reversal if possible on the 2K chart. I would have made a lot of money, of course. The people are saying, why didn't you just go short? I have no setups, right? I'm looking for 2-legged pullbacks, and none of them happen, right? These will happen all first entries. This was a trap here, so that could have been a potential place to go short. But in my opinion, I was still confused. I was not sure if we were in trading range or not. The only setup I really have right now that we bounce off this measure move, is a reversal long. That's the only thing I'm looking for right now. Major trend reversal to go long because we hit that measure move. Not only that, we overshot this channel, right? We have a channel here, this pivot low to this pivot low, and we overshot it. Now we're overshooting it to the other side, right here. Strong bull bars closing above the 20 EMA on the 2K chart. Let me adjust this, update it to here, make sure we're accurate. Yeah, Tanner Neal says, great movement, no setups though, exactly. We just look for setups. I don't mind. I mean, to me, this is not FOMO because there was nothing that was missed. Jack Beyond with the $2,000 today. Let's go, baby. Congrats. It's for you, Jack. Yeah, we always celebrate people make gains. DX says, how I predict the trend is whenever I enter a trade, it goes the other direction. You and me both. Maybe if we both do the exact opposite, something crazy will happen. The world will explode. I have the same gift as DX here. But those second entries on the dailies are so nice. I should have considered that more, but this is hard to tell, right? The daily makes a 10-point scalp, and it could reverse from here, right? We're hitting that measure move to the almost to the tick. I mean, depends on how you want to give or take it, but it was basically between the zeros and the 25, so you can put it 25. It could potentially have hit the measure move here. But we are in a vicious downtrend, right? And this trend line has been respected all day. And so very difficult to trade against this, right? You have to look for some sort of break of trend, new low, major trend reversal setup, which I'm not sure if we're going to get here, but we'll see. This is a higher low setup, but not interested here. Sorry, pandas. Really, just no setups. I mean, if we want to go short, we have no setups to go short. My two long entries I was thinking about, which was after the H4 and also the measure move hit, were successful for a scalp, but obviously actions speak louder than words. I wasn't confident enough to enter in. So who cares if I think that? If I didn't actually do it, that's what I really felt. Was not confident enough. But I did see those setups, and I'm keeping that in the back of my mind, right, for next time. We are in type of trading range at the moment, right? Trading range indicator recognizes this is trading range. It's choppy, but strong. Pretty strong bull leg here. Potentially another bull leg here. We could look for a trap trade. I'd be interested in a trap trade to go long because we hit the measure move, bounce off of it decisively, convincingly. Oh, the 10K. After that last burst, after that trap, nice, strong bull bar now. How's my 5-minute look? 5 minutes still hasn't triggered a second entry. Pandas. We're still in our second pullback on the 5-minute. But now look at, we're getting choppy here. Losing momentum. Makes sense after the measure move is hit. I'm going to trade against this measure move. I'm going to think this measure move is the reversal point because we have evidence of it so far. Strong bull leg right after that bounce off the 20 EMA, or off the measure move. Now we come right back to the 20 EMA. We're fighting the 20 EMA now, fighting this trend line. Not looking to go long here. It's a little too soon. Right? We need our pattern to set up here. Also a 10K potential exhaustive bull bar because exhaustive bear bar because right after it, no follow through. Biggest bar in the series so far. That could be exhausted to a support. So you're thinking instead of measuring bar, it's an exhaustive bar. Thinking that big bear bar doesn't mean it's not a bearish indication. It's a bullish indication. Or at least a trading range indication. We have a higher low setup here forming. Which is essentially a two-legged pullback, right, to the short side. Second entry, right, ABC to go short, potentially here. Now, if you think this downtrend is still in play, you can go short here. That could be your setup. But terrible signal bar to even consider go short. In my opinion, because we bounced off a measure move, I do not go short. Right? I don't go into supports. I don't go into resistances. And so even if this does go below here, I'm not looking to go short here. I'm actually to go long, thinking that this measure move hit was a very, let's say, very clear, concrete hit. I'm going to take a trap to go long if we get it. Still no setups yet. Potential Pikachu forming here. Potential Pikachu. Waiting for a Pikachu. That is a two-legged pullback. Looking to go long here. Off this Pikachu. Pikachu is going to disappear on the Pikachu's gone. Two-legged pullback makes an absolute scalp. Terrible signal bar to go long. No longer interested in going long. No trap trade here for the reversal. In fact, this actually ends up making a scalp for you on the short side. We do have a two-legged pullback now on this side, but you could look for a trap to go short if you're still thinking this is a downtrend. But like I said, I don't like to go short into bounces off supports, especially on such a clear measure move on the head and shoulders that we saw earlier, right? This head and shoulders pattern here. Head and shoulders pattern. Oh, whoops. I'm missing one of the shoulders. Head and shoulders pattern here. Head and shoulders breaking down with a measure move. Also, 5-minute has yet to trigger the second entry. Amazing. Always missing it by one tick. Missed it by one tick here. Missed it by one tick here. Missed it by 2 ticks right here. Technically missed it by 1 tick here as well. Tanner Neal says he's going to go short if he sees a trap to the short side. Tanner Neal says he's not convinced that this downtrend is over. He's saying, I'm going to lean into it. I'm going to lean into this trend here. Higher low setup potentially forming on the 10K chart is a two-legged pullback. A, B, C. Potentially back to the 20 MA. Two-legged pullback here. I mean, the classic pattern is, notice that we have not created any measuring move gaps, right? Even though this is a pretty strong move up, there's no gap between the bottom of a candle and the 20 MA. So it doesn't show us, right? The minor reversal was very strong. The minor reversal was minor, very minor, because we have no gaps here. Trading range indicator, recognizing trading range right now. This could be the bottom of the trading range here. Pandas, it's been about an hour and 20 minutes of market open and nothing I was very interested in. Even to go short here, terrible signal bar, but that was a two-legged pullback. But yeah, I wasn't feeling that at all. Panda, sorry, no trades right now. Sorry, I can't force any trades here, and the two-legged pullbacks have been doo-doo so far. This is the only two-legged pullback we've had. Viable one. We had this potential trap to have gone short in, but got choppy on the way down, choppy here. Was not sure. I'm curious to see if we make a new low here. I might go long, but we shall see. I might go long on a second entry. Coming back to the bottom of the trading range, Pandas. I want to see if it bounces off the bottom of this trading range. Currently finding some support there, very small support. Still bouncing off of it. We do have a two-legged pullback to the bottom of the trading range forming right now. But when you have a fight like this on a 20 MA, like you can't close above it very strongly, Right? We did close above it, but no follow through. Close above it, no follow through whatsoever. That is indication of bearishness still here in the market. Very difficult to go long here as well, even though this is a two-legged pullback off the bottom of the trading range. Just waiting here. That measure move, I think, is strong. We might see a double bottom here. But I've seen markets like this where we can't break above the 20 MA, and this goes down forever, right? It goes down for the rest of the day. I've seen markets do that. Potential higher low setup here on the 10K chart. I'm just watching this. Not going short here. Too close to the bottom of the trading range. Not interested in going short. Hits the bottom of the trading range again. We are making a trap trade to the downside. Actually, we'll be interested to go long here, or maybe H4 setup. What I'm going to do here is go long, and then I'm going to scale in on the H4 if it does trigger. And then I'll have my stop loss under my H4 signal bar. That's how I'm going to approach this trade here. I'm thinking this trading range is... We shall see. I want to see a good signal bar. Give me a good signal bar, and then maybe I'll go long here. Going long here, pandas. In this trade, like I said, I'm going to scale in one time here on this H4 if we do trigger to H4. So my stop loss is going to be large, but it's calculated. It's a calculated scale in here. One scale in. I didn't want to miss this if this was a reversal point. And I'm going to ride this to the top of the trading range. Either that or scale in and break even. That's my approach to this trade right now. It's because I'm seeing trading range price action. I'm thinking if we do break down here with the H4 setup, then we're going to come back up. And I may have to hold this for a long time, pandas, the H4, but I have to stick to the plan. So I might extend this stop loss pretty large. And don't do this. Do not copy my trades, please. Do not copy any pandas you meet on the road or on the streets or anywhere. Don't copy them. Don't trust them. Don't do what they do. There's a reason why they're endangered. Looking for an H4 setup if possible. H4 does not trigger yet. Gives me a micro double bottom. This is not a true stop loss. I'm just having it here so I have room to get into H4 if it does happen. I'm not really planning to get stopped out here. But who knows? I might get stopped out here, depending on how deep this H4 is. Just waiting here, pandas. H4 does trigger. So I'll be doubling up my position on the H4 here. Measure move being hit again. Balancing off of it. Doubling up my position on this H4. If it does trigger here. Breaking below the measure move now. H4 does trigger in this trade. I'm gonna try to get my point here if we can. Reversing after the H4 triggers. Unfortunate here. Gonna have to take that hit. Sorry, pandas. I'm done. All right, pandas. Like I said, I'll put it one tick under the H4, which is what I did, and so I'm sticking to my trade here. But pandas, you know, just getting hit all day today. It's all good, pandas. Man, I'm under 1500. It's all good. It's all good, pandas. Ah, tough. But pandas, it's all good. We're gonna continue again tomorrow. Maybe. I shouldn't trade counter trend. That's the lesson today. It's all good, pandas. Hey, pandas. Trade safe. I'll see you guys tomorrow. As always, happy trading. And God bless. I'll see you guys tomorrow. Tough.